Okay, so this next one is the power rule for exponents. Okay, this is actually pretty straightforward. We're basically doing here the power of a power. So if we have x cubed to the fourth power, how do we solve that? Well, let's think through it. Remember that an exponent is just repeated multiplication, right? So x to the third times x to the third times x to the third times x to the third, right? You repeat x to the third times itself 4 times. That's what that means. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
And now when you're multiplying,
Yep.
when you're multiplying things that have the same base, you add the exponents. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 12. So it would be x to the 12th. That makes sense?
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Notice that 12 equals 3 times 4. Right? So the rule, the power rule for exponents is that x to the third to the fourth power is the same as x to the 3 times 4 or x to the 12th power. And for any m or n, x to the m raised to the n equals x to the m times n. And this works. I just showed you a proof for an easy one. It works even if you have negatives. So remember sign rules for multiplication. So here's a couple of problems here. X to the negative 3 times x to the negative 4. Multiply the exponents. Negative 3 times negative 4 is also x to the 12th. Okay? And then the second one is you have to remember that every term, or I'm sorry, every variable and constant in a term has an exponent. And if it's not written there, the exponent is 1. So 3xy squared, the whole thing raised to the third power, means that one of those items in that term needs to be raised to the third power. So 3 raised to the third power is 3 to the third. You could also say that was 3 to the first power raised to the third power, and 3 times 1 is 3. Same way. Likewise, x becomes x to the third. Y squared becomes y squared to the third power. And then you multiply and actually raise the number to the power. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 again is 27. And then x cubed y to the 6th. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Everybody?
Wait, but Dad.
What?
Dad, hold
Yep.
on a minute. 3 times 3 is 9. That would be squared, right?
Yep.
So you'd have to do 9 times 3 is 27. Times
Right.
3 is, I don't know, times
Why
3.
27 times 3?
Because exponents, you don't multiply the number by the exponent. You multiply that number by itself the number of times.
Yep. 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, times 1 more 3 is 27.
I know, but there are 5 exponents altogether.
What do you mean 5 exponents?
Okay. Oh, sorry. I was raising it by the squared, but that's y squared.
Yes, right.
Never
right,
mind.
Right. And that wouldn't be 5, that would be 6. Because an exponent of an exponent, you multiply, you don't add those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep, the 3 is to the first power. So it's 3 to the first power, which is 3. And then that quantity, 3 cubed. So 3 times 3 times 3.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No.
You got it, Anna?
Yep.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, and now here's another completely random topic like Saxon likes to do. They throw in completely random things here and again. So we are going to do conversions of volume. So remember that volume is...
Are you sure we can't just...
Go ahead.
You sure we can't just skip this? This doesn't sound very fun.
Yeah, I'm sure we can't skip it. It's actually not hard. You guys can do this. We've done conversions of area before where you have like square inches. And so you have to multiply, like if you're doing inches to centimeters, you'd have to multiply by the conversion factor twice because it's squared. So volume, it's now cubed. And so you have to multiply it by itself how many times? 3 times.
3.
Yep. So 3 conversion factors. So the question, what is the volume of a cube with 3 sides? Or I'm sorry, with sides of 3 inches. So the volume equals the length times the width times the height, or 3 inches times 3 inches times 3 inches, or 27 cubic inches, right? You guys can all do that. Now, here's the fun part. Convert 27 cubic inches to cubic centimeters. And so cubic inches is inch times inch times inch. And so since we have 3 of those to deal with, we need to do 2.54 centimeters to 1 inch 3 times. Because each one of those will convert 1 of those inches. And we have 3 of them. So just like converting area where you have to convert it 2 times, converting volume, you have to do it 3 times. You also don't need to multiply by the conversion factors for your test. You could leave it just like I did here. 27 times 2.54 times 2.54 times 2.54, but make sure you write cubic centimeters.
Okay.
Questions?
Okay. Nope.
Is Rosie still on? She hasn't talked.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, great.
She's muted.
Great.
Sorry.
Rosie, any questions? You good?
Muted. No, I don't have any questions.
Okay, well, that is it. Let me stop the recording here.